On my way here, you know what I told her? I said, Minky, you guys know what an IEP is? Yeah, I said, Minky, think about this. Right now, all of the ladies who are coming, they all have an IEP, an individualized educational program that Hashem made. And he made it on Rosh Hashanah that a redemption mini retreat is part of their IEP, and mine too. And we all have that in common. This is part of our journey to be here today. It's just incredible. So Botu Hashem Kito, that we're here, and ask Hashem that I shouldn't notice all the doors that go in and out. That I should keep my space. So take a breath, exhale, wherever you are. Get nice and centered. Feel the seat beneath you. Smell the yummy candles. And if you want, look to your left and right and see the beautiful people near you. I said, Sephora. To me. Can I say that? I said, this is really big what's happening today. We're babysitting Hashem's children. We put them in our care for the whole day. I better do a good job. Yeah, that really happened. So, many of you don't know why you're here, and I totally understand. I've even had people hang the phone up on me. They have called and said, so what exactly is this event about? Like, what are you doing? It's about discovering your inner self. So you're being very vague. So what really happens? You know, we're gonna do a journey and learn about the choices that we make in life. But like, you're being vague. So okay, new mom, she don't know. Okay, thank you. It happened, not just once. And I understand, because you know when you're a kid and you're say like, what's it gonna be like when Mashiach comes? What's it gonna be like? And they tell you it's gonna be a Beis Hamikdash, donuts are gonna grow from the ground. It's true. You're gonna gain weight when you eat that. You're not gonna gain weight. The sky's gonna be a special color blue, someone's phone. If you could just, don't be embarrassed, it's just a phone. And we really don't know, because it's not about what will happen when Mashiach comes, it's about the experience of it. Our whole experience, the whole air, how we experience Hashem is completely different. We can't articulate it. So in our work, in redemption work, what we are here today with Hashem's loving help for is to experience something. And that's a little hard to describe on a flyer. It's a little hard to describe what it feels like to be in this room with all of you. Open hearts, ready to do your inner work, ready to come close to Hashem, coming with a quiet yearning that you don't even know what it is, that I don't even know what my yearning is, and just joining together and trusting that today Hashem will take us exactly where we need to go. So welcome to the Redemption Mini Retreat. Thank you all for your trust. And let's begin. So, I'll tell you how this all started. It started like every good thing does, like the little seed that's in the ground, and you probably saw a sign somewhere about that. It started where I was in the dirt, on my knees, feeling lousy. Some of my feeling lousy behaviors included excessive crying, going to bed way too early because I was just done with the day, not trusting anyone in the world, sometimes even my family, my poor sisters, you'll hear about them. Yeah. Yeah, not trusting anyone in the world, and generally feeling like I've just, whatever life circumstances happened, really, it stripped me. It just stripped me. And you know, I've come to realize that the details don't actually matter. Because we're all gonna hit a point in our life where something's gonna bring us to our knees. And that is Hashem planting us in the earth, getting ready for something incredible to sprout. So there I was in my dark, decomposing place, and it was wormy, and it was lonely, and it was isolated, and to be honest, nobody wanted to join me. Are you surprised? I'm not gonna forget this moment. This was a strange moment. We were in South Africa for Pesach, and I was sitting at the Seder table, and I'm reading about Yitzias Mitzrayim. And I'm like, yes, I understand. Mekimi made up for a doll, and I'm like singing Hallel, tears streaming. And by the way, this is the weird part. My life circumstances were not so bad. They were just custom designed for me to be in agony. But they weren't like, stuff, I was not through a hurricane. I did not lose my house, But my personal Gehenna, that's how it all is. We don't have to measure each other's suffering. So I was sitting there at the table with my husband, and it was a very big, large family event. We all got Dan Seals tickets. So we got to go to South Africa for Pesach. It was amazing. And there was maybe 4 tables, and nobody sat at my table, including my children. There was me and my husband and 2 kids, and then in the middle, there's 8 of them. In the middle, the 2 kids left, and it was just me and my husband, and then he was so wiped out by whatever was happening in our life then that he went to the couch. And then it was just me. Because in these times of pain, there is a measure of isolation. It is a hibernation. It is a private place with you and Hashem. It's like, when there's a new baby and the mother has to take the baby everywhere. So in the dark times, Hashem, it's just you and him. He's taking you everywhere. You're not at parties. You're not with everybody else. You're being carried from place to place to place. And this is very much by design. One wonderful thing that Zipporah told me, I said, not Malcolm, I said, I'm going into, I feel like I need to go into hibernation. She says, that's okay. I can't help it. You know who else is in hibernation? Mashiach. I was in 7 Mile Market, and she told me this gem, because we want our time to be now. I want to be happy now, I want the shidduch now, I want the children now, I want everything now, I want the nachas now, I want all my troubles away now. I want it now. But there's a place for hibernation, for something that's developing. The unbelievable part about redemption work is that we start to see the development as the geula. Usually we think, Galus, geula, I'm in pain, it's all better. I waited 65 years to find the shidduch, now my life is amazing. I finally found him, right? That's when the geula is. But in redemption work, we understand this is not true. The little plant is already growing even when it's under the ground. And during the times when it's growing, so much is happening. The worms are getting better food because the roots are growing and things are changing. And that's what happened with me. That's how I started my redemption work. You think I was all better? You think I was in the geula? Nonsense. I just wanted to, I don't even know what I wanted. Hashem put it in my head. Make something for women. And I went there and I was just as much of a wreck as everybody else. At one point, I made in the schedule, it said story time with Rivka Malka, and I told my whole story. I told the story with my eyes closed. Like, thank you everyone for listening so I could have therapy. And it was therapeutic because it's not only when we get to the geula that we're all done. The journey on the way is incredible. Once you know you're on the journey, if you think that bad times have come upon me, must be I'm one of the unlucky ones, must be God's done with me, must be there's the people who have but they're not me, must be things will work out but I have no idea when, then it's just missing. It's happening anyway, you're growing anyway. You are, but you're missing it. It's like You know there's a time when the sun rises, but before the actual time of sunrise, the world is already light. Did you know that? What is that like? That's where we are now. It's not Mashiach. The entire world has not yet caught up. We're not seeing that glorious sunrise yet, but it's already light. And we can choose right now to walk in the light, to notice, to wake up. People are sleeping, it's 5 a.m. If they would wake up, they would say, my gosh, it's morning, but my clock said that sunrise is at 7. Yeah, but you can wake up and you can catch it early. You can get the sun. So here's where we are now.
I'm just letting you know it's 1 minute.
To what?
You said I should keep you on time.
Oh, thanks, I started late. You did a good job.
Thanks.
But now I know the time. That's good. Here's where we are now. Remember in Mitzrayim, we were so tortured for so long. And then Hashem took us out. And he proved himself to us with miracles and miracles and miracles and miracles. And then we came to the Yam Suf. And there was a whole nother stuck place. Think about if you have a Yam Suf in your life right now. Think of your Yam Suf. You can't do this because of that, but you can't do that because of that. But you don't know where to go because this doesn't make sense and that doesn't make sense. Kid should stay in school, kid should not stay in school, but this school's the only good one for him, but this one won't accept him, right? Husband's not doing well, he needs a job, but he can't get a job, but we need money, but he can't get a job, but should I work, but then I won't be at home. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're standing in front of the Yam Suf with no place to go. So what do? We know what to do. Nachshon ben Aminadab, he showed us. You have to walk in up to your neck. This is what it is now. In the old days, when I was a young lass in Cleveland, Ohio, they would say, take on something small, girls. Whatever you're gonna do, make it small, make it manageable. If you're gonna work on benching, just do the first bracha and only do it on Shabbos at home and then have kavanah. This is good. But in my understanding of life today, the avoda is that, yes, we're not gonna ignore that, and even more. The Yisurim are up to our neck. We are in the water. Anyone in this room has children. Think of all your children. Is there one child who does not need a Yeshua? Is there one child who you're not, even if they're doing very well, you're still like, you know, they need that tefillah. They need it. Everyone's up to their neck. So what do we have to do? We have to go up to our neck. We have to go in the mikvah. We have to go in the mikvah and completely rebirth ourselves to be in redemption, to be in our journey in a completely different way. Now, I've been doing this work for just a couple years. This is crazy, but it's only been 2 years. 2 years, and I've run 7 retreats, and a retreat Shabbaton, and spoken to thousands of people, and coached more people than I can count, and it's only been 2 years? Does that make any sense to anyone? From my knees to standing in front of you ladies with a message of redemption, how could it be? You know why? Because we're in supersonic speed time. Because Hashem is bringing down such a bright light, such a pre-Mashiach light, that unbelievable things are possible now. That place that you thought it's never gonna happen for me, it's never gonna change, yes it will. It's a time of miracles. So we're sitting here today completely ready for miracles. Welcome. Absolutely, completely ready for miracles. I'm gonna share with you one more thought and some stories, and then we're gonna begin. Now, you guys don't know this, but it is really odd for me to be standing here with a microphone. I'll admit I'm having fun. But my real place is in a circle of women listening, guiding, coaching. That's my real place. What was my point of that? Oh yeah, because I wanted to tell you that most of today is about you. It's not about my message. You're going to be doing your own work and your own exploration. So I'm just giving you kind of a tour of the day. okay? Tour of the day is we're gonna share a few more messages up here. Then we're gonna do our work together. Then we're gonna break for lunch, and then we're gonna do more work together. Got it? So I was thinking, become aware that at this very moment and at every moment, the imahos are with you. Did you know that? Actually, the 7, but I never know which of the other 3 are with you. You know which of the 7? Yeah, there's 3 more. I don't want to make up our Jewish heroines, but they're with every woman all the time. And we can call on them. You think you're the only one who struggled with shidduchim, or struggles, or has children who struggle? Think about Leah. Leah knows what it's like to struggle with shidduchim. Call on Leah. And what about loneliness? And what about jealousy? How do you think Sarah felt? She knows what it feels like to feel threatened. What about infertility? She's been there too. What about sibling messy stuff? Rachel and Leah, they're your girls. They're right here, they understand, right? Rivka knows what it's like to see something your husband's not seeing. She knows. You didn't make this stuff up, ladies. They all came before us. They're all here to support us. And we can call on them at any time. But the weird part is, who brought the women out of Mitzrayim? It was Miriam. Miriam, whose name is Mar, she experienced the bitterness so much that her name was bitter. We relate to her as the one who knows what it's like to have bitterness and have hope. And there's one thing, and Hashem, thank you for giving me this insight last night. There's one thing that is completely different about Miriam than about all the imahos. This is amazing. I really feel like Hashem just like, whoosh, he zapped me. Miriam had a community. Every one of our imahos was a lone soldier. She was lonely. She did the whole thing by herself. Even the ones who were sisters had this Yaakov between them, had such different experiences in life. So alone. But the one who brought redemption, how did she bring redemption? With other women. Surrounded by them, dancing with them, singing with them, holding hands with them. It wasn't enough. It wouldn't have been enough for each one of us to have left Mitzrayim alone. When redemption time comes, we have to be together. We could sing about Achdus all day long, but we can't be in Achdus if we never really share our lives. Then we're just sharing sheitel stories, tickle stories. What'd you make for Shabbos? I read it in the Bina magazine. Why do they have to make things so fancy? Is it really nice? You know, is that really Shabbos Kodesh or is it not Shabbos Kodesh? But some people are artistic. Okay, it's a very fascinating conversation, right? But there's a whole world. There's a whole world inside every one of us. The Geula's not coming talking about recipes. The Geula comes from the Miriam, from the place that's bitter and hopeful. Not a kvetch fest, a connect fest. So our challenge today, our gift today, is that we all did show up. Literally, there is a seat for every one of you. It's by design that you are here. By design. Someone said, can I stop in? I said, no. The women here are going to be in a safe space, a container of connection, a container of trust. And you can't pop in on that. I'm so sorry. But this is just for them. We have the opportunity today to connect with one another in a real way. Rebbetzin Heller says that there are 6 books of the Torah. 5 are written down. The 6th is the inner Torah. And this is the one that a woman has to spend the most time on. The inner Torah. The Piazetzner Rebbe says, Hashem is the general. The halacha is the orders. We go out to battle in the world. But self-awareness is our weapon. If we don't know who we are, we have nothing to work with. So when people say, oh, self-development, yeah, self-development, yeah. Straight from the Piaseczny Rebbe in his diary that was hidden in a can in Warsaw, gave us instructions. And the Slonim Rebbe says that its personal redemption will bring global redemption. So we want Mashiach now we want Mashiach now in our hearts. I want to tell you 2 or 3 stories, and we're going to tell them kind of quick, and then we're going to be starting. We already started. Can you feel it?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've already started. We are. Are we neat in? Are we hip in? How far in? We're perfect. We're women. Okay, so no more Candyland. Not here, not today, not interested. Candyland is the special word for when everything is perfect. No, it's not, or you'd be dead. Don't be dead, not today. Right? No, this is life. This is let's get real. When you ever try to have kavanah in davening, you know why you don't have kavanah in davening? Because you don't let yourself be real with Hashem. If you're not real with another person, it's Rabbi Weingart, he taught us that midos don't get divided. A midah is a midah. You love yourself, you can love others. You judge yourself, you'll judge others. I remember a guy. I was very young and very judgy. And I was fresh out of seminary, newly married, and I was at my brother's house, and he was doing kiruv, and all these young hip guys were there, and they were appropriately hip. And then there was this one guy, and he had a black hat and a suit, and he knew all the Frum songs, and he had an earring. Well, little 18-year-old Eretz Yisrael me couldn't handle it. And I was thinking, why is this Frum guy rebelling? And what's he doing hanging out with these guys who are not Frum? It's like the Yerida. You don't want to know me back then. I'm not judging, it's just the right thing. It's just not right. He has an earring. I remember my brain was so my eye was on him all yontif. Clearly you're a Frum guy. Could you please get it together? Well, at the end of yontif, my husband and I were talking with him, and it turns out that he was a convert. At 16 years old, someone came to his door, said something, I think they tried to, I don't remember the exact story, something over there, and he didn't like what he heard in his own religion, and he started searching, and he found Yiddishkeit all by himself. They were Greek Catholics or something. He found Yiddishkeit all by himself. He became Frum all by himself. He made his way to Eretz Yisrael. He went to Or Samach. He learned all of Frum songs. He put on a black hat. Okay, the piercing was it was there still. The whole thing was flipped. My judging self could only see what I could see. Today our journey is to change our eyesight. Because everything we see in this world, you see beauty in another person? Yes, I do. Because I see beauty in myself. Do I need you to be perfect to be beautiful? I do not. I also don't need myself to be perfect to be beautiful. And it's okay. And if you're sad and in a bad mood, it's okay. And if I'm sad and in a bad mood, it's okay. Just not at this event. Right? So we're gonna work on changing our eyesight and seeing things that we weren't able to see before in a new way. We're gonna end off with a story. Where's Susan? Susan! Cut over! So, for those of you who don't know, Baruch Hashem, Chasei Hashem, I run retreats. Susan was at almost all my retreats, and I run a coaching school for those who want to be trained in coaches. Here's one of our coaches. But the reason why I'm calling her out is not because she models so well, and not because she's a straight-A student. It's because
first time in my life.
Her story of redemption was so awesome, and I'm talking around and about, and I want Susan to talk to what is and was. And I'll give her a little high five. need the pen left, so stand right here.